Hi and welcome back. Today we're diving into one of my favorite ports from my recent transatlantic cruise on Royal Caribbean's Explorer of the Seas, Corsica. Bonnie, for those of you new here, welcome. I'm in Ajaccio, Corsica, and we're going to be checking out Prunelli Gorges, which is granite cliffs in a wooded area. Over here we're going to take a ride, kind of a leisurely stroll through some villages, see some granite houses. There's a lake called Lake Tolla we'll be checking out. I've never been here before. I'm excited to share this with you. So let's get started. So the thing about this cruise is they weren't expecting to tender in, and now we're tendering. So that's going to add another 30 minutes on, because what's happened is there's a couple other cruise ships here and plus ferries, and the port's not that large. So you have to incorporate a 30-minute tender ride, although it's not really that far. I mean, you can see, but the tender is right there, and the people that have mobility issues can't get off because they can't accommodate it. So that's awful to wait for clearance or something. 8 in the morning, beautiful weather. There is no wind today. So I kind of like taking shore excursions sometimes because you can get out of the immediate port area and see some things you wouldn't expect. Like yesterday when I saw the the little village of Corsica, it was really a charming little place. And had I known about the boat rides, I would have done that immediately, but maybe next time. So here's the other side. Very mountainous. There's a lot of granite here, wooded forest. You wouldn't expect that on an island, but it's here. I have been on a transatlantic cruise. We were 10 days at sea, and then we hit some cities in Spain, France, and we'll be ending up in Rome, and then I'm doing a back-to-back. So make sure you check out the playlist. It's all about the Explorer of the Seas, what to expect, what to like on a transatlantic, and things we did. So it's helpful information for your next trip. Check that out up here. Getting to Corsica required a tender, which added to the adventure. The tender ride provided stunning views of Ajaccio as we approached the port. This segment of the tour, Prunelli Gorges, Ajaccio, Corsica, France, was a delightful surprise and a truly special place worth visiting. I've experienced over 40 cruises, and I can confidently say that Corsica stands out as one of the top favorites of my ports. City of Ajaccio. Here we go. Oh, number 11. If you enjoy discovering off the beaten path destinations and learning about unique travel experiences, make sure that you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more valuable cruise tips and information.
In spite of the fact that Corsica is part of France for more than 250 years now, the island is closer to Italy than to France. And all around the Gulf of Ajaccio, this beautiful wide gulf which you saw when you came in this morning, more than 100,000 people are living. So you can see that nearly a third of the population of the island is concentrated here in and around Ajaccio. It's very easy, the pronunciation, Ajaccio. And when we speak French, Ajaccio, it's written with a G, but it's pronounced like an SCH, Ajaccio. And when we speak French, you know that in French language the pronunciation is nearly always on the last syllable, so we say Ajaccio. But when we speak Corsican, and this makes it a little bit more complicated, it is not Ajaccio, but it is Ajaccio. Plains on the east coast, on the northeast coast, where we make agriculture in a little bit bigger style. Agriculture and cultivation of vineyards, so kiwis, avocados, and lemons.
Our excursion began with a scenic drive through the Prunelli Gorges. The Prunelli River cuts through jagged granite hills, creating a dramatic landscape that's simply beautiful.
So for our excursion today, we have the advantage that we have not to take exactly the same road to go back, but we surround the Lake of Tolla and we go back to Ajaccio by another way.
Some fun facts about Corsica. It's known as the Island of Beauty for its diverse landscape, from pristine beaches to rugged mountains.
Thanks to this new road, it's possible to go to Ajaccio in about 20-25 minutes. And so this allowed a lot of families to settle down here. You see a lot of new houses, new constructions. Here on the left, the post office, town hall, and the school and preschool or kindergarten without any problem to work, to live here in Corbo, in this village, and to work in Ajaccio or in Porticcio. The rosemary, the organ, marjolaine, the wild fennel, wild peppermint, and many others.
One of the most memorable parts of the excursion was the untouched beauty of the Prunelli Gorges. The sights of the goats grazing on the hillsides added to the serene, unpopulated charm of the area. Stunning. You're all like, it's a traffic jam. Really pretty area here. Gorgeous. So green. Ah, it's our tour director. We made a photo stop at Lake Tolla, a tranquil wooded lake. The dam here powers much of Corsica, adding an interesting historical element to the natural beauty. So we're at Lake Tolla. Right here at the Prunelli Gorges. It's very beautiful. I just loved the lush greenery and the peaceful environment, and it just made this excursion a perfect contrast to the typical beach spots we often find on our cruise port stops.
The village of Tolla with just about 100 inhabitants. They have their small houses or flats here, and often they don't want to leave this village.
The tour took us through some idyllic villages of Ocana and Tolla, characterized by their high granite houses and peaceful surroundings.
This is a city, so the heart of the village. There is a church, the fountain, the church.
So old.
Here's no school in this village. It's too small, with about 100 inhabitants. So the few children here from this village have to go to the next village. And then you see the houses. They are beautiful. They are picturesque when we pass by comme ça in the sun in the summer. But imagine to live in this kind of houses during the winter months, with the small openings, the small windows there. Oh la la. And have a look on this beautiful house here on the left with the red shutters beside the lake. Beautiful house. It is empty. This is the destiny of many, many houses in the Corsican mountain villages. The east of the island is made from slate, the northeast. And geologically it is so much younger, just about 40 to 45 millions of years. And so the high mountain range in the interior, as well as here the west coast and also the north coast, are made from granite. Hunting season for the wild pig is from middle of August to middle of February. It's very, very important. The population of Corsica doubled in the last 50 years from 170,000 in the 60s, 70s of the last century to 350,000 now.
We had a delightful break at a local bee maker along the way. Oh, that's cute. The beekeeper's home. Some penny things here. Enjoy a refreshing drink and use the restroom. It was fascinating to learn about the local honey production and see the bees in action. It's a pretty little garden area. pretty. It's so beautiful here.
Beautiful, huge olive trees. You know certainly that the olive trees can get an age of 1,000 years. And it is the eldest tree cultivated here around the Mediterranean for at least 12,000 years.
So here is some of what's here in this city. When you're down in the beach area, it's completely different than where we just were. It feels like a completely different place. After the tour, we explored the city of Ajaccio on foot. Highlights included the impressive Citadel and the charming church. We did even a bit of shopping in the local markets. This is downtown, Old Town, Ajaccio. It's been a fun time here in Ajaccio. Really like Corsica a lot. I would consider coming back. It's Cork. There's lots of little streets to explore. Sunday, so it's not as bustling. The island has its own distinct culture and language, Corsican, which is a blend of French and Italian influence. So this is Ajaccio's old town with an old moat. The top, the Citadel, right here on Old Town. So there's the ship. This is another area that we've just discovered. A lot of pedestrian areas and nice restaurants, and you know how Europe is, they like to kind of eat and hang out. So that's what this is representing. Although Napoleon Bonaparte's home was in Ajaccio, we decided against visiting due to the long line. Instead, we took in the beauty of the city, which was less crowded and more enjoyable. Just say €7. Everything's Napoleon in this city. You see the ship? Downtown area is really cute to look at. There's all kinds of streets to explore and some shopping. We just saw the Citadel that was moat kind of little naval structure for wartime. Some restaurants and things to check out if you did not take a tour. But I'm so glad I took the tour I took, because I would have never seen all the beauty of this area. It's really incredibly beautiful, and you're kind of doing yourself a disservice to not see what else is up in the hills. Really, really nice. So I would suggest checking that out. Again, my tour was called the Prunelli Gorges. Tomorrow's stop will be Rome, and I'm doing a back-to-back cruise, so I'll be covering how that goes and what you can expect. It's been my pleasure showing you Ajaccio. Thank you so much for watching. And again, if you found this helpful or informative, or you've learned something, please make sure you give that a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Is going back as a regular shuttle boat that has an upstairs, so we get a better view.